Hey guys, today's video is going to be on how to clean your main processor on your PS4 console. The correct way of cleaning the old thermal paste off your main processor and putting on the new thermal paste again. As you know, on our videos what we do is we try and show you the best ways of doing anything on your gaming consoles, from PS4 right up to Xbox, PS3 and Xbox 360. So I hope this video is going to help you today. I'm going to show you how to clean your main processor properly when doing maybe a service on your PS4 console, step by step, and then putting the new paste back on again and how much to apply, and to all the little tips that we can show you that we've used since 2011 since we've been repairing gaming consoles. So I hope you enjoy this video. Up next we'll go down to the main board and start cleaning it properly and show you guys how we do this. Thanks for watching. Okay, so the first couple of items you're going to need when cleaning your main processor, trying to get off all the old thermal paste. Obviously you're going to need new thermal paste. You watch my previous video on how to what's the correct thermal paste to use on a PS4 console. You'll see I talk about the paste and what you should use and what you shouldn't use, and some paste that can actually cause damage to your PS4 and sometimes even make it irreparable after that. So just make sure you watch that video. I'll try and put a link up somewhere on the screen, on the screen somewhere, so you guys can have a look at the differences between the two thermal paste or thermal paste that you should be using. The second item is going to be, I don't know what you would call this in other countries, but in South Africa we call it a toothpick. It's just a little wooden stick, pick your teeth. Gross. But anyway, okay, that's just to, that's what we use. It's got a nice little sharp tip on it. I'm trying to see it. I'm scared we got out of focus there. So it's nice to clean off the old paste. Excuse me. And then the last thing we use here is isopropanol alcohol. So this is like a 99.9% alcohol-based liquid. We buy it obviously in a liter at a time, because we do quite a lot of repairs, so it's no use buying a small, just a little bit. What you can do is you can go to your chemist. I think in America you guys call it a drugstore, and you can buy a surgical alcohol. And it's nice to use because it really cleans off and it softens all the old dry thermal paste, so it's much easier to get off. But and that's usually about a 70% alcohol, but that also works fine. But if you can, try and get anything above a 70%, because it evaporates a lot quicker. Also doesn't leave any residue behind on the main processor itself when cleaning the old thermal paste off. So I think, and then the last little thing that I want to show you guys, which you also need, again in South Africa we would call this an earbud. I don't know what you guys call it in other countries, because I know you're watching from all different types of countries. It's just got a little bit of cotton on each side, so that's we call it an earbud. Leave a comment below if you call it something else in your country, but we call it an earbud in South Africa. So the bud, we're going to use this bud to just wipe it down nicely and dip it in the alcohol, and then clean off the main processor properly without damaging anything. So that's the other thing we need. So we're going to need the 4 items, and let's get started. So let's just move all this just out the way so we can get the main board here in front of us. Alright, so here's the PS4 Pro main board. I think we, if you look at the previous videos before this, you will have seen that we stripped down a PS4 Pro right down with all the little parts separately, so that you guys can see every little thing that we do, how to get to this stage where we write down to the main processor. So watch the previous video if you haven't stripped down your PS4 Pro yet. That's very important to watch that video, because we'll show you how to take your PS4 Pro apart without damaging anything, because it can very quickly cause damage if you don't know what you're doing. I'm going to try and zoom in just a little bit more without going out of focus, because I want to just get up nice and close. I'm just going to try and keep it on the camera. Okay, there we're going out of focus now. Let's go one back. All right. So the toothpick we mainly use to just get rid of some of this old thermal paste. So there's a little bit that we've taken off there. If you have a little cloth or something, just put it on a piece of cloth, the old thermal paste, just so that you don't, you know, it's not all over the place, because it's quite a sticky substance. So I'm just going to put it off to the side. Then what you want to do is very carefully be careful that you don't damage any of these little chips on the side here or underneath the thermal paste, because there is. So that's why I say don't use anything hard to do this, like a piece of metal or something, because you will damage these chips. So let's just softly just take it away from the chips there. Just softly just scrape it off there. I generally usually scrape it towards the actual heatsink on the processor. Just makes it a bit easier, so I don't scratch anything that way and damage any of those little parts. Let's start with this side here. So we just softly just lift it up carefully, and just remove that nicely. Just spread it over there. All right, and we can do the same on this side. Generally, if it's dry, it comes off quite easy. Remember, you don't have to get this perfect. You know, I mean, even if there's a little bit still left there, we don't really mind. So let's just do all of that. Okay, so we got that all there. You can lift it up like that, so you can see we've got a whole ball of the stuff there. Just put it off to the side again. Just take off. And again, you see, this is where you don't want metal, because you don't want to scratch the surface of this heatsink, so it doesn't make proper contact with the other heatsink on the PS4, the main heatsink. So we got most of it off. So all there is now is just a bit of residue around the sides, but that's not serious. We don't really need to worry too much about that. Okay, so seeing that that's all off, we can now take our isopropanol. Let's zoom back out again. So what I will do is, usually with a bottle of isopropanol, I'm just going to try and get a shot there. Just open up the lid here. Very simple. Take your earbud. Let me know what you guys call it in your country. We take an earbud, so we just dip it inside, just let it soak it up nicely. Alright, once it's soaked up, then all we do is, let's just zoom back in for you guys again. Alright, let's get now onto the main processor again. Let's try and not get out of focus again. Okay, so all you do then is, you just take the excess, and you just clean it softly, just lightly, just clean all of that old grey thermal paste off there. Go along the sides a little bit, just to get it off nicely. Because so you don't have to, it doesn't have to be 100% perfect, but we'll get it off as much as we can. You can see on the earbud, there's a little bit of it there. You might need more than one of these little earbuds or buds. Let me know what you guys call it. We just call it earbuds, like I said before. Okay, so now you will start seeing that process is starting to look a lot better now. I'm just going to flip it around, use the other end that's dry. Just going to try and get some of that, just so I can see if there's any more left anywhere. Again, like I said, don't worry about getting it perfect. It doesn't be 100% clean. If you use a 99.9% alcohol-based substance, I'm just going to get another one. Okay, then you'll see it actually dries up quite quickly. So then you don't have to worry about any excess still there. Okay, so now we've got our chip, our main processor, nice and clean. And you can see there's a big difference already from the previous, from when we started up until now. Okay, so that's all off there. Just got a little bit around the side of the processor, it's from earlier on. Okay, there you go. As you can see, that really looks much better. So that you can see the processor is nice and clean now. It's got a little bit around those little items there, but it's not serious. You don't need to, it doesn't have to be 100% perfect. Alright, now try not to leave this too long. try and do this before you, right before you put your main board back into your PS4, right? Because what's going to happen is you don't want to leave this open like this, because there's a lot of dust that can collect on there, and the less dust, the better. Next, we're going to apply our thermal paste now. The thermal paste has to be on here. Please don't watch YouTube videos that tell you to put toothpaste on here. Toothpaste is not a thermal compound, and it will cause damage. Okay, it will overheat, and you'll have to strip everything down again. This is a special, thermal paste is a special compound that just makes the contact properly between your main processor and your actual heatsink. So you have to have the correct thermal paste. Okay, don't use toothpaste. Don't use toothpaste. Please don't use toothpaste. All right, now we're going to put a little bit on. I'm going to show you how much to apply on your PS4 processor. Please don't go excessive on this. It's really just a little bit that you need to put on there. Okay, start a little bit away from the edges. So let's just make 2 dots there. All right, so start about like from there. Okay, just put a little line across, because what happens is when you put the heatsink back, when you put the mainboard back down onto the heatsink, and you tighten it with those screws that go through here, it will squash all of this paste nicely, and you won't need to it'll squash it and it'll actually fill it up. So don't go and fill up the whole main processor. That's not how you should do it, because then it's going to have overrun and it's going to run off the sides, and it's not really that good for it. So let's do that quickly. So all we're going to do is we're going to just softly press the syringe. Okay, just hope it doesn't pop out. Okay, there we go. So we softly just squeeze the syringe, get the thermal paste on there. Okay, there you go. That's all you need. You don't need more than that. Okay, you really don't need more than that, because once you squeeze it now, it's going to, once you put the board back into the PS4, it's going to squash this, and it's going to squash it all to the sides. I'm going to try and do a shot where you guys can see how high it is. Okay, so there you can sort of see how high it is. It's just like a little bead that runs across the top. Okay, so you don't need a lot of that. Okay, so it's just a little bead that runs across the top, and that's it. Just hold it up a little bit for you guys so you can see from the front. Okay, so it's from side to side, just a little bead in the middle, and that's all. That's all you need to do. So that's how you apply thermal paste the correct way to your PS4 mainboard, without overrunning it with so much paste that it actually could cause damage to your main processor, especially when that paste goes down inside. Hope you guys enjoyed that video. If you like what we're doing, you know, and you really want to see more videos of how we do different things on the PS4s, please subscribe and please like this video. Hit the thumbs there, but hit the subscribe and hit the bell, so that every time we bring out a new video, you guys will get that video and you can see exactly how to fix certain things and how to do certain things on your PS4s. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Hit the like, subscribe, hit the bell. Thank you very much for watching this video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Have an awesome day. Chat to you soon.